Captain America Brave New World was okay at best. I'm not going to sit here and say that it was the greatest thing to ever come from Marvel, nor am I going to sit here and say that it is the worst. One of the biggest issues I had throughout this film was Sam Wilson. Now, I understand that this is his first official appearance as Captain America, but that doesn't excuse the fact that it didn't feel like a Captain America movie. Why name a movie after him if you barely even use him? He didn't even feel like the main character in this film. He felt like a main side character in Ross's story. This truly should have just been a Red Hulk film. The whole ideology behind all this related to this film is laughable at best, because it just feels lackluster. The movie really tried desperately to replicate the Winter Soldier, but it came nowhere close to doing so. You can see that through different aspects of this film, but it wasn't done properly. Not to mention the fact that they're trying to tie up at least 3 different ends from separate movies. That in itself is already too much. The Incredible Hulk, the Eternals, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Heaven forbid that should have been taken care of years ago. And this should have been its own thing altogether. Not just an excuse to make a film to tie loose ends. Because aside from introducing Red Hulk, what exactly did we get from this film? Oh, congratulations, the leader is now canon. Where have you been for the past 30 years? If you're that smart, why weren't you ever a part of anything? Thaddeus Ross, aka Red Hulk, where have you been this entire time? See, with that being said, the Red Hulk was just an excuse to bring the Hulk back because they screwed up the last one. They messed up the Hulk so bad that they decided to bring in the Red Hulk to try to fix their wrongs. I'm sorry, that's not how that works. Because now, what are you planning on doing with this, huh? You gonna get rid of him just like you did the Abomination and only brought him in for Shang-Chi? There's so much misdirection in this film, it feels like it shouldn't have even been made. And I don't even want to get into the whole political side of things, because what's most unrealistic about this is the president turns himself in for something he did wrong. That shit's unheard of. Hey there, big guy. The budget's getting real low. Anyways, here are some of the good things that I really liked about this film. The look and the feel of the Red Hulk actually felt authentic. Really brought me back to when the Incredible Hulk was actually the Hulk and not some pansy-ass bitch that doesn't do anything now. Seeing that again really made me feel good in the long run. And Danny Ramirez as the brand new Falcon is something I genuinely liked. I'd go as far as to say his lines weren't forced and he was just that comedic relief that we needed. Granted, with these kinds of films, the whole thing is laughable and comedic at best, good or bad. This felt authentic. One thing I will say though, the helmet's gotta go. That looks horrendous. The rest of the suit, fabulous. And oh my god, Giancarlo's character, I love that character out of all the ones that were there. This better not be a one-off character. It better not be, because the way that he portrayed this, it was good. It genuinely felt to me like a Winter Soldier Bucky before we even knew he was Bucky. Like, you could tell this dude was a threat. But the way they went about portraying him, I was like on the fence about. He was captured way too easily. And they only used him for like maybe 1/3 of the film. He wasn't even the main issue. But thankfully, they're leading us to believe that he's going to appear in future films, which I am so happy for. And on the topic of Bucky, even though he's showing up in the Thunderbolts, seeing him for that little cameo talking to Sam, telling him all the things that was supposed to be Captain America and how it was with Steve, was very, very good to see. Both of them understanding what it means to be Captain America, how Steve Rogers is different than Sam, and so on and so forth. I will say hand-to-hand combat, while a little bit choppy here and there was some creative takes. And that's how it's supposed to be with a Captain America movie. Things you haven't seen before being done. Now, I'm not about to sit here and say it's better than Captain America and the Winter Soldier in terms of choreography, but it's good in its own right. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but in terms of acting, fantastic across the board. But the one who really takes the cake is Harrison Ford. Just like with all of his other films, he does a fantastic job at doing this. I don't care if you call it glazing, the dude knows what he's doing. And that is portrayed perfectly throughout this film, as well as everyone else who acted in this film. Nothing really felt off, even though the dialogue sometimes felt here and there, but that's not on the actors, that's on the writers. And to be real, that's an ongoing theme with a lot of these Marvel movies, so you can't even really be surprised. Overall, I'm rating this film a 3 out of 5 stars. Again, it was okay, but it wasn't good either. If anything, it low-key felt like a filler movie just tying up loose ends.